Hey guys, Michael here from Dapper Raptor, and today we're going to go over the process of setting up QuestMap Pro to work with vehicles or any other situation where you are switching the character that is possessed as of the 1.5 update. There was a video a couple of weeks ago that covered this process before 1.5. That process is still completely valid if you have set that up in your project and are happy with it. There is no real reason to update this, but going forward, this process is how I will be encouraging people to do it just because it's a bit more simpler. A few steps have been taken out and incorporated into QuestMap Pro natively. So just to demonstrate the situation here, I've got a third person template project and I've also combined it with the vehicle template, and I've just set it up so that when we walk up to the car, we can jump in the car and drive around. The issue you'll see is that the map and the compass stop updating. Now, the reason for that is that when we are jumping into the car, our player pawn is no longer the pawn that is possessed, so we are not seeing things update there. So the process to do this is actually really simple now. We can jump into our third person character blueprint, and we just want to look for this event here, event possessed. If you do not have event possessed, it's one that's included in the engine. So you just look for event possessed. In this case, we've got it because we switch over which input mappings are used in the car and in the runaround character. So all we want to do now is get a reference to our controller. Now, in most cases, you're probably already going to have a reference to your controller if you're far along in development, but if not, you can use this at least in a single player environment. It's a bit more complicated in multiplayer, but we're just going to work in single player here for simplicity. Off of here, we want to use get quest map manager. Now, because the character is possessed on startup in this case, we also just want to use an is valid here to make sure that we don't have any access none errors. Depending on your setup, that may not be necessary, but it's not going to hurt to add it in. And then from there, we just want to use update possession, which is the new function that's been added. We want to tell the system that the possessed actor is this one, ourself, and that is it. So we're going to copy and paste that because we also need to put that into our car pawn. Same thing on the event possessed. We want to go down here and just copy paste that and hook that all up. That is almost it. The only other thing we need to do is that during integration, you will have set up this BPint QuestMap Pro player actor interface. And specifically, you will have set up this function here, get camera. We just need to do that in the sports car as well. So if you just go into your pawn for vehicle, click on class settings. This applies for any pawn you're possessing. You want to add the interface player actor, so BPint QuestMap Pro player actor. And then you should see some functions appear here. If you do not, hit compile, and as long as this is added, compiling should make them appear. Double click on get camera and just tell it the camera you want it to use. That is it. Now we should see this working. So if we run around, we can see the map is working. We've got the fog of war, the compass, everything is working as expected. If we jump into the car, now we are also seeing the car work as expected with the map and the compass and so on. So that is it. That is how you work with switching character possession in 1.5 of QuestMap Pro. Cheers.